Of a Nation. It is the newest incarnation of the let's explore Bruce Lee's life type movie. It was actually done really well. I mean, it wasn't just Bruce Lee punching and kicking people and screaming into the camera. You know, whoa! It wasn't that at all. In fact, it was, if you're not into Bruce Lee, the whole mythology behind him, if you don't dig kung fu flicks, you could still like this movie. There was so many different things going on. It had several different layers. Had a love story that was happening. It had like a coming of age story that was going on. It had several actors. From what I gathered, they were all fairly new, but they were all very good. They were very well scouted for their roles. I'm not even going to try their names and butcher them all to heck. I'll just say these are them. The one thing I didn't like about this movie is they kind of portrayed Bruce Lee as the villain almost. The story's about Bruce Lee and the famous fight that he had that gave him the idea for Jeet Kune Do, his particular fighting style. You know, be like water, my friend. That whole thing. This is the fight that historically gives him the ideas for the fight. It's been told a few different times by a few different people. A few different companies have done this particular fight, and it's shown different ways. This way, I think I kind of like it this way. I'm not sure that this is historically accurate, but you know, I think they Hollywood sized it. You know, they zapped it with some Hollywood magic, you know, to jazz it up a little bit, but it still played well. It still played very well. And he has the fight, and he learns from it, right? But he's pushing the fight. You know, usually you hear that, you know, the other person was looking for an opportunity to fight him, to force him into conflict. But in this particular telling, he's the one. He's like, you know, I want to fight. I want to box, you know. He's the one that's instigating the whole shebang. So there's that. The movie played really well. There were a couple of parts that I didn't like that were not realistic. I mean, they were like hilariously not realistic. You know, let's suppose Joe meets Jane on Monday, falls in love on Tuesday, and is willing to risk his life for her on Wednesday. Just doesn't make any sense to me. Especially with her falling so deeply in love with him too. She's like, yeah, I dig you too, man. I'll risk my life for you. What'd you say your last name was? It just didn't make sense to me. Also, these two guys that have so much anger and animosity towards each other. Well, again, the way they played it, it was Bruce Lee had anger towards him. And they clash, they have this big fight, and then they become like brothers. And I don't know if you've ever been in a fight before, but if anybody hits you in your face real hard, you ain't gonna want to shake his hand, you know? Maybe the Mayweather-McGregor fight, but you know, other than that, you're not gonna want to do that. So, but they do that, and maybe they're just on a higher plane of reality than me or something like that. I don't know. But those two aspects, and I didn't go into a lot of detail about them, but those two aspects to me were really, really, really unrealistic. Other than that, it was a stand-up movie, great movie. plenty of action, great acting. The guy, I'm not gonna say his name, Philip, that did the movie as Bruce Lee. He was essentially spot on. I mean, he was pretty good. The voice, you know, the accent, not really the accent, but the way he accentuated the words, the way he like bounced from one word to the other. It just sounded like Bruce Lee. If you closed your eyes and you'd seen Bruce Lee movies, or you'd actually seen him speak on a movie, his real voice, it sounded like him. It was spot on. So yeah, that was good. But what do you think about it? Have you seen the movie? What was your favorite Kung Fu, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li type of movie? Let's talk about it in the comments. And as always, if you dug the video and you like the content, right over here, click my face and subscribe. And then like.